I'm giving out praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Shem Rakakadash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of JMS that rule and teach what in the scriptures. Salutation to all y'all came out there doing this work in truth and faith and sincerity. Okay, what we have is basically an explosion going off. You know, I believe it's the bomb. I don't have any proof, any evidence that a bomb went off in Lebanon to disrupt the country or to send a message. So this happened fairly a few days ago, between a couple and a few days ago. And, you know, we're going to play a little bit of the video, going to some scriptures, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying.
Footage revealed a crater where once Hangar 12 of the Beirut Port Authority had stood. The catastrophe killed an as yet unknown number and wrecked thousands of homes across the city. Politicians are vowing to pursue those responsible.
There has to be an investigation. We will ask for help. We have a lot of friends abroad ready to help us, so that we can figure out what's happened with this explosion, which some are referring to as Hiroshima.
How did it all begin? It starts with a shady tale of cheap shipping under a Moldovan flag of convenience. The Rosas, owned by Russians based in Cyprus, was heading from Georgia to Mozambique in 2013 when it put into Beirut with technical problems. Realizing the volatility of the cargo, Lebanese customs impounded the ammonium nitrate and ship, while the owners washed their hands of both. These unverified pictures appear to show sacks of the ammonium nitrate in Hangar 12, where they'd been offloaded from the ship. As they sat there year after year, customs officials tried to press judges, port officials and ministers alike to move on the ammonium nitrate. One 2016 letter noting the serious danger of keeping these goods in the hangar in unsuitable climatic conditions.
The port itself, which is essentially a microcosm of the way Lebanon is structured, the way power is distributed, it is essentially a place where the interests of political elites and various security forces and to a certain extent crime, militias intersect. That's not unusual for a port, I suppose, but the bureaucracy contained therein is basically structured and staffed according to personal relationships, sectarian identification, tribal allegiances, clans, and political parties, with the technical competence obviously not being a top priority.
With the ammonium nitrate becoming increasingly unstable, after 6 years sitting in the hangar, anything could have touched it off. The white smoke and multiple small explosions seen before the catastrophe suggest it could indeed be fireworks. But when the huge stockpile of ammonium nitrate blows, it produced this distinctive red smoke. Detonating thousands of tons of explosive produced a seismic event, and the authorities are only now working out the full consequences. There's much anger in Lebanon today, and people denouncing the entire political class. That dysfunctional elite now faces a challenge of awesome proportions.
It's severe, and the thing is that the Lebanese economy imports almost everything it consumes, including 90% of its grains, which were overwhelmingly stored in these silos. Of course, those grains are now ruined, and those silos no longer function. So you are talking about what is going to be an acute food crisis.
From space, the destruction wrought in Beirut's harbour is stunning. Now the country has to rebuild all of this while feeding its people, fighting COVID, and staving off an economic Armageddon. Mark Urban. Well, Rami Mortada is the Lebanese ambassador to the UK. Alistair Burt was a former Conservative Minister of State for the Middle East. And Jude Chehab is a political activist and filmmaker and joins me from Beirut. Jude, first of all, I understand that you were in the middle of the blast. And I wonder what you think the mood of the people is now in Beirut.
I mean, being out there today on the ground, Beirut is crying, Beirut is screaming. Even as a filmmaker, feeling what we felt, the videos that we saw, it's something that you can imagine. It felt like a set. And people are hysterical, and people are tired. We had the revolution, and then we had the forest fires, and then we had the pandemic, and we had the economic crisis, which now our Lebanese pound has no value. And then no electricity. We get 2 hours of electricity a day. And now this is the cherry on top. I mean, people are devastated. The hospitals are overcrowded. People are waking up not knowing where they are. People are displaced. I mean, it's madness.
So what about the news today that many people knew that ammonium nitrate was in Hangar 12, and indeed the head of the customs had actually written several memos to the government to say not only, this is terrible where it is, but actually had delivered some solutions as how they might be able to get rid of it.
If it's a foreign attack, it's one issue. But if it's negligence, why keep ammonium nitrate in the port, in the city for 6 to 7 years? Everyone is asking why. These are the answers that the people are demanding. What is the government doing? Yesterday, we expected someone to resign. No one resigned. No one is being held accountable. We're asking the international community to hold someone accountable. If a thief steals, you put him in jail for 2 years. If you kill over 100 people and wound 4,000 and you're still not being held accountable, we're demanding justice.
So we're in a situation now.
Now you heard that? They're demanding justice. Okay, I bet that this is going to all tie in together, and it's going to all tie in to America, NATO, and the EU. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. So, I bet, okay, and this is just speaking as a man, that America, is tied into this so-called natural explosion. So, I'm going to let the rest of the video play. And, basically it's just, I believe through the Spirit that we're going to enter into the World War III very soon.
Heard from that film there that 90% of the grain comes in through the port. Our people presumably have food short term just now, but then what about the longer term? What about next week? What about the week after?
Everyone's devastated. I mean, I think the reality of it is that we no longer have hope. This was the last straw, and I'm hearing about people that are in the hospital that are thinking about, while they're in the hospital preparing, how are we going to leave? Thinking about how the visa application is going to be. There is no hope anymore. We've become used to this and accustomed to it, that the future is looking. It's looking empty. It looks like a void. I mean, yeah, we don't know what to expect.
Jude, thank you very much. Mr. Ambassador, people have no hope anymore. This is the final straw.
Well, I think we shouldn't lose hope.
America and its allies are pissing the other nations off. So, they have no choice but to go to war.
And has been through a series of crises all through its history, and it has come out each time. It has managed to find a way to come out. This time it's tragic, obviously. Yesterday was a national tragedy in Lebanon, because was what used to be one of the most beautiful and attractive cities on the Mediterranean is half ravaged.
And many would say it's partly as a result of government, of all sorts of aspects of government that aren't working. But the key thing...
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 13, and it reads, "And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and a tenth part of the city fell. And the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, which 7,000 means a complete number, or 7. The number 7 means a complete number. Slain men of 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory unto the power of heaven." The second woe is past. That's the World War II. "And behold, the third woe cometh quickly." And so the third woe cometh quickly is the third woe coming all of a sudden. You know, when people on their leisure time. That's when the world's going to wake up to the war. Okay?
That people want to know right now, and you heard that from Che, is how did that ammonium nitrate sit there for 6 years when memos were sent to the government to say it was there? Many people knew it was there. There was no safety around it. How could that happen literally hundreds of meters from where people were living?
That's what the investigation is supposed to establish, and the government has decided yesterday to start a 5 days investigation, after which responsibilities will be attributed.
But the first thing they did was arrest and put under house arrest people that have worked there for 6 years, rather than actually looking to themselves to say, is there something we didn't know, we didn't deal with?
Yes, this is a precautionary measure until pending the conclusion of the investigation. I think we owe it to our people, we owe it to ourselves to establish the whole truth, because I don't think that this will just pass by as if nothing happened.
Alistair Burt, what do you think would be the reason why it was sitting there for all those years in plain sight?
I think, as my friend the ambassador has said, this serious...
Okay, these are for you non-believers out there, okay? And, you know, we speak first to the children of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you speckled bird that are joined unto them. We speak unto the children of Israel first, and then we speak to the other nations. For all you think that the Bible's a joke, or the Bible's unreal, the Bible's not true, you're witnessing Bible events in real time. You're witnessing the word of the word, the creator of the heavens and the earth, establish his word. Okay? This is I'm gonna end it here. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, start at the top. "This is the third time that I'm coming to you. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. I told you before, and foretell you as if I were present. The second time, and being absent now, I write to them which heretofore have sinned, and to all other, that if I come again, I will not spare." So the Lord is not going to spare. During the prophecies upon our big brother, Yahweh Shai, which whom the world was given, which is going to, he's gotten the world as an inheritance, and he's going to share the inheritance, starting with the elect. And so I end it there, giving our praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Hashem Rakar Kodash. We're getting close and closer. We're inching closer and closer to the end. to the prophecies, to the word of the Lord. Stay up. Lord willing, we're able to make it out of this mess. And so we have hope and faith. And we'll go off of that. And then we'll go off our works. And, until next time, Shalom.